Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K Collector coming at you with a quick heart to heart to end off the week before we start the new one. And I get comments a lot of times from people, saying that they wish that their GameStops had some of the games that my GameStops had and things of that nature. And I kind of just wanted to respond to that by saying, look, it rains on the just and the unjust alike. And what I mean by that is that just when you think that, your GameStop is, bad or doesn't have, many games, sometimes there's people who don't even have a GameStop in their area. You got some people who have to drive miles just to get to a GameStop. You have some people in parts of the country who love retro gaming and they have zero options. The only way they're getting to put games or add games into their collection is by strictly going on eBay, or when they travel, they have to travel somewhere to find games to add to their collection. And, even me sometimes, even with some of the games that I find locally in my area, I'm still amazed by some of the things that I see other game collectors hunt for and find out in the wild. One dude that I'm subscribed to, Gamer's Manual, he's a dude that I've been subscribed to for some time just because he's super chill. He's a collector first and foremost. He has an amazing collection, a huge fourth gen collector. He collects NES, Super NES, pretty much everything. He's got a very eclectic collection, and that's my style. I'm not locked into one particular system. I like, games from all consoles. And if you haven't checked out his videos, you should go check him out, Gamer's Manual. He put out a video. He hasn't put a video out in quite some time, but he did drop a video today. And I guess it was just kind of like a mini recap of all of his pickups, basically for the first quarter of the year. And, he did find a copy of Parasite Eve at GameStop, which I thought was kind of ironic because we both found a copy of Parasite Eve at GameStop. But he actually found a copy of Chrono Trigger at GameStop. Chrono Trigger for $77, right? So, I mean, look, you could look at that and say, man, imagine finding a copy of Chrono Trigger at a GameStop. But you've got people who find all sorts of stuff at GameStop. They find Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue. They find copies of Emerald Green. They find copies of Sapphire. They find, Dreamcast games. They find rare NES games. There's all types of finds that people are able to make all throughout the country. And even me, with some of the things that I find, I still see people on YouTube that just have these mind-blowing pickups at GameStop. And Gamer's Manual is definitely one. Every time he drops a video, I always tune in to kind of see what he's got going on, because I know he's probably found something pretty crazy. And as a collector, I'm always in awe of some of the stuff that he finds, for sure. But I definitely would say that if you're someone who, if you don't live in an area where there's a game store, it doesn't have to be GameStop, but if you live in an area where there are no game stores, near you, maybe you want to take a road trip. Maybe you want to take a road trip to go do something social, but while you're on that road trip, maybe you incorporate some type of game hunting. Maybe you look up where you're going and you see if there are any mom and pop shops in that area. Maybe you see if there are any GameStops along the way, and you try to, tackle, some pickups in that way. Because to be quite honest with you, I don't have necessarily the time to spend days and days going game hunting, but I've found a really unique way of incorporating GameStop pickups in my weekly routine. So I don't go there every day, but the few times a week that I do go, I manage to pop in, and I'm able to pop in and pretty much pick up games. And it's really about I would say in total, like if I added up all the time I spent game hunting in a week total, I'd be shocked if it added up to even 1 hour. And that's including the drive, right? So my time investment into this is not nearly, what you might think when you consider a lot of the stuff that I find. But the thing for me is that I'm very direct whenever I go game hunting anywhere, whether it's GameStop, a thrift store, um, Goodwill, whatever it is, I'm extremely direct. I know exactly what I'm aiming for. If I don't see what I'm looking for on the shelf, I don't waste any time. I ask them, hey, are you guys keeping a stash behind the counter? Do you guys have anything back there? I'm interested in looking. And most of the time, people are willing to show you what they've got. If you go to locations enough times, they're gonna kind of know what you're looking for. So they're like, after a while, you don't even have to ask. They ask you. They're like, hey, do you want to see what we have? You know what I mean? And if you can get to that point, then that's cool. But I don't spend a lot of time, honestly, doing the hunting. But I would say for the little amount of time that I do put in, I do sometimes I do sometimes walk away with some pretty good stuff. And I think that's just kind of the best way to do it, you know. Um, you could attack it every day, and if you attack game hunting every day, you're bound to find some good games somewhere. But I just say don't kind of be discouraged. Don't, be feel like, there's nothing near you. There might be more stuff near you than you realize. And I'll just kind of end off with this. And this is something that I saw in Gamer's Manual in his video. Something that I need to do more of, and I don't do it enough, and that's Facebook Marketplace deals. He's like mastered the art of Facebook Marketplace deals. And I don't know if it's just where he lives that people are able to cut him these deals, but he's done some monster Facebook Marketplace deals. I think he picked up a complete inbox. Like, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but I know from a value perspective, he gets some really crazy value. I think he picked up a complete inbox Pokemon Gold and a complete inbox Pokemon Soul Silver with like a complete inbox Game Boy Advance, a complete inbox Game Boy SP, and a complete inbox Game Boy Color, something like that. He's just got all this stuff for like $300. And that just goes to show you the power of Facebook Marketplace. It's still alive. I do think it's gonna vary from city to city, state to state, county to county, and you kind of just have to know what avenues work best for you based on your location. For me, I'm not in a place where I can do straight up Facebook Marketplace deals because no one in my immediate area is offering deals like that. Like everyone, if you live on a coast, if you live in California, New York, Chicago, Boston, Florida, if you live like anywhere in those areas, most people know what they have and they are not cutting you those crazy types of deals. I feel like those deals, I mean, I don't know. And if they are cutting those deals, it's like you got to really be on Facebook Marketplace, like on it. I'm just not on it like that. But what I will say is that Facebook Marketplace may be your friend. If you don't have any game stores near you, that means that there are probably people near you who have video games that they want to get rid of, but they don't have a game store to sell it to. So maybe they're posting it on Facebook Marketplace, and that might be an avenue for you. Facebook Marketplace does not work for me when it comes to buying things, but it has definitely worked for me when it comes to trading with people. And through Facebook Marketplace, I was able to add games like Pop Full Mail, Lunar, and some other games that I've added to the collection. So, but yeah, overall, I guess just my message is don't be discouraged if you're trying to collect. This one is really more so for the game collectors out there who are looking to add good games to your collection. Keep trying Facebook Marketplace. Keep searching the internet for maybe even some deals on Mercari. If you go on a road trip, see if there's any game stores or Game Stops where you're going. And if you do live in an area with game stores, Game Stops, anything like that, try to find really like clever ways of just incorporating a quick trip into your local game store, into your weekly routine. Doing it in a way where it doesn't take you more than 5 minutes to scan the store, and if they've got nothing for you, you're in and out of there within 3 minutes. Or if you do get in there and they do have some stuff for you, you're able to quickly scan what you want, look at the condition, know if it's worth your while, and make your purchase and get in and out of there within 10 minutes. To me, that's the best way to do it, and hopefully this helps. But that does it for me. It's the Y2K Collector. Hopefully you all had a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Take it easy.